Welcome to the Western Mars region. So I want to just step aside and tell everyone this is a skit. This is not a real service committee. It is a skit. We've had a couple of times doing this where someone thought it was a real service body, but it isn't. Since the last time I checked, there are no NA meetings on Mars. Just remember this is a skit. So we are the Western Mars region. It is 80% consensus-based decision-making. It meets quarterly and is hosted by the areas. Today's virtual meeting is hosted by the Olympic Mons area. Incidentally, Olympic Mons is the largest volcano in the solar system that we know of. Voting, only GSRs vote on matters sent back to groups. All trusted servants vote on everything else. Anyone can raise topics for discussion and join the conversation, and we do have quorum. So where are we? The Western Mars is virtual, but in July, it formed an ad hoc committee to consider moving back to in-person or go hybrid. Right now, there's a big solar remic that's affecting the solar system, and a lot of meetings and service bodies have gone virtual. So we have gotten through opening roll call and we are on to approval of the minutes. And so turning now to the minutes from our summer meeting. Ron, our secretary.
I sent out the minutes last week, got some changes and sent them back yesterday. Any further comments?
You have a typo on the date of Mars Region CARCAP workshop weekend. That's supposed to be 2022, not 2012.
Will fix. Any more comments?
Okay, hearing no more comments, does anyone object to the minutes with the RD's change? No? Okay, minutes are consented to. Old business. So we have two topics of discussion from old business. One is to create a new position called Tech Coordinator to take on the technology support duties from the PR Coordinator. The maker is the PR Coordinator, and so I would like to turn it over. So last meeting, the body decided to send this back to the groups for discussion and decision. So I'll turn it over to Charles, our PR Coordinator.
When you elected me the PR chair, we didn't have a website, Zoom account, or other technology. I got those much needed services set up with no help. Now we need a trusted servant who can help with the technology. I can't do it all.
All right, show of hands. Dennis?
Western Valles Marineris area supports it.
Jenna?
Olympic Mons area abstained. We discussed this, but need more information. What tech duties are you talking about?
You know, all the stuff that I'm doing, overseeing the website changes, phone server issues, the meeting database, etc.
Okay, we're fine with it.
KC?
Central Highlands area liked the idea but voted against it. Why are we creating a whole new committee when it's hard to fill service positions we have as it is?
Well, actually, this is just to create a single position, not a committee.
What do you mean?
It's just a single position answerable to the region.
Oh, okay, then we should add it. Let's just hope someone steps up.
Okay, Michael.
I'm Michael Will, and I'm the addict from the Temple Terra area. I share Jenna's concern, but a single position would be fine with us. We don't see a big deal.
Okay, hearing that, does anyone else want to raise concerns or questions before we poll again?
Nah, good.
Okay, straw poll shows consensus. It looks like we have a consensus, but there is one person who is not in favor. Kelly, would you like to speak to this?
Yeah, Kelly Addict. I'm the alternate. Hicks is the RCM, but he Colonial Space Marines recalled him to active duty to go to LV-426. They lost communication, so thoughts and prayers with him. Makes it back alive. From what he told me before he left, our area voted no, but we really didn't discuss it. We don't think we need to create a whole new position to do it, but okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, thank you. So the tech position has over 80 consensus support. We'll send out notices to fill this new position in our next region, so it passes. Ron, did you get that?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, good. So topic number 2. should we return to in-person meeting, go hybrid, or stay virtual? We formed an ad hoc last summer with Doug, our alternate, overseeing it, and just, the solar remic seems to be easing some, and there is some. We are returning to in-person meetings for those who are unaware. And by the way, this is a skit. This is not real. So, Doug, up to you.
Thanks, Louis. Michael L., Patty, Ron, and I met virtually several times. We considered going all in person, but agreed that a virtual attendance should always be available. The discussion in July showed considerable support for staying virtual. The ad hoc agreed to a proposal where we have alternating hybrid and virtual meetings, with spring and fall meetings being hybrid and winter meetings being virtual. If the area is approved, we'd start with meeting hybrid in spring of 2022. The meeting next summer would be virtual. We would keep the rotation schedule. Next spring, Northern Highlands area would host a hybrid event. We reached out to him. He says it wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, thanks. So they're proposing we send this proposal back to areas for approval in January. Thoughts? Kelly?
Kelly Attic, there is absolutely no need to take this back anywhere, okay? CVM area is in favor of in-person meetings, all right? Fuck.
Kelly, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Patty, I see your hand up.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong place. Dennis?
I'm just getting over the shock that the area that says everything must go back to the area, to the groups, to the member, to the sponsor, to the brand sponsor is saying don't send it back. So you're saying we shouldn't even send this back? Really?
I don't see the point.
Okay. Michael, you're the next group. What do you think?
As Doug said, we would have no problem hosting a hybrid event next spring. The Northern Highlands area already meets in a hybrid arrangement.
Okay, Casey, you have your hand up.
Yeah, Casey Addict. Central Highlands area is considering going back in person. I would love to use this proposal to further our own discussion. What's the harm in sending it back?
Kelly.
I don't know what planet you guys were born on, right? But I was born on Mars, all right? And the concepts that we follow, all right? Concept 7, all members of a service body bear substantial responsibility to the body's decision should be allowed to fully participate in the decision-making process. That can't happen virtually, right? Some areas don't have access to virtual. So we are creating second citizens of our fellowship that are being excluded from the decision-making process, and it's up.
Okay. Thank you for that bleep. Patty.
The NASSS virtual conference was very challenging. As I reported in the summer, conference participants voted to defer next year's conference until we can meet in person. With hybrid participation an option, I like the idea of going hybrid at least every other time.
Okay, Jenna, you have your hand up?
Jenna Attic, we're hosting virtually today, and my area is staying virtual, but it would be great to see some of you people in person, or Martians, rather.
Okay, Dennis?
Well, we are also still virtual and probably going to stay that way. We used to meet in the hospital and would need to find a new place, and when you're in a hybrid situation, it's usually hard for people in person to pay close attention to those meetings while attending virtual, and we seem to have figured out how to allow people to fully participate. We haven't quite figured out how to get people on Telegraph to participate, but everyone else seems to be fully participating in our virtual meetings, so we're kind of enjoying it.
Okay, Kelly, you have your hand up?
Yeah, Kelly Attic. So just like virtual recovery, Dennis, works, right? Let's look at Weber Dictionary, right? Weber Dictionary defines virtual as the adjective virtually to mean almost. Almost. So his recovery is almost, right? And staying virtual means we are not real. This isn't real.
Okay. Dennis?
I can see why Kelly's concerned, but you know what? They're still bringing electrical lines and satellite connections and hot water and showers to his part of the planet, so maybe it would help.
Okay, Jackie.
My name is Jackie, and I'm an addict. And from the perspective of the treasurer of Western Mars region, in-person meetings would certainly make area donations easier.
Okay, Michael, you have your hand up?
Yeah, I'm Michael, and I'm still an addict, but I agree that we should send it back to the area. But let's label it as an experiment. The temporary area will want to discuss this and send it back to the groups.
Doug?
I'm fine with making this an experiment.
Ron, you had a question?
Yeah, I'm wondering, first off, how is Kelly's area doing at getting indoor plumbing? And then, can a hybrid option work for regions that travel?
Okay. Doug, you want to comment on that?
As long as the hosting area comes up with the equipment, I don't see why not. Making it an experiment or allow us to find out before making it permanent. Northern Highlands area can show us how to do it.
Okay, Marla.
I'm Marla, I'm an addict. Whatever region does, the Markna committee will probably stay virtual.
Okay, Casey, you had your hand up again?
I really like the alternating concept. Traveling twice a year instead of 4 times a year has its appeal.
Okay, are there any further comments on Doug's proposal? Hearing none, there was a suggestion to make this an experiment. I heard no objections to that. So does anyone object to sending this back to the areas as an experiment? Kelly, you oppose?
Kelly, addict. Yeah, as the mining colony of Mars and the poorest that provides an unobtainium that makes faster than light travel possible, go ahead and make us the blunt of your jokes. That's okay. I don't see the point. At a minimum, we should include an all in-person option for areas to consider.
Okay, so Kelly has suggested we include the option of going back to in-person and what we send back to the areas. Does anyone object to that? Dennis?
Well, I really don't think we need to, but it's fine to include it.
Okay, so let's take another straw poll. We have unanimous support with Kelly not voting. Okay, so Kelly, you wanted to comment on that again?
Yeah, when Hicks gets back, he's gonna be pissed off, but fine, I'll stand aside.
Okay, Ron, did you get that?
So the proposal is to have an experiment where the Western Mars region meets in a hybrid format every other meeting, starting in spring of 2022, Martian spring, that is. It will continue to rotate between the member areas. We will also include the option of returning to in-person, correct?
Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so before we turn to new business, I just wish to inform everybody that this is a skit. This is not real, it is a skit. So we do have some topics for new business. One is a new virtual area is seeking to join Western Mars region. I understand Laura was not able to make it today, but Regina is here for her. And then the next one will be increase our donation to NASS, a topic Michael made. So Regina, go ahead.
Hello, family. Regina and Natick, and I'm here to represent Red Skies Ahead online area. We right now have 20 online meetings, members mainly from Mars, but some from Saturn, Venus, and Earth, attending Western Mars region since last spring. Fully self-supporting with Electronic 7th tradition. Made 2 contributions to the Western Mars region. 2 virtual meeting accounts paid for 1 year. All trusted service positions are filled. Following the area toolkit, Red Skies Ahead virtual area would be a great asset to the region because of the solar system wide attendance and reaching more addicts than ever before.
Okay, any questions or comments? Casey? No, wait a minute.
Casey Addict. We're proposing an experiment to go hybrid every other meeting. Could you host a hybrid meeting?
We considered this possibility and would be willing to host a hybrid meeting.
Okay. Kelly, you had a comment?
Yeah, what if we decide to go in person, like an actual real person, as we should?
We're not sure where it would be, but we would host it.
Okay. Dennis?
I think it's a great idea. We should include a virtual area in our service structure. Whether they host or not, they should be welcome. They sound like they're really on the ball, too.
Kelly?
Yeah. When I talked to Hicks, I wasn't sure if I should bring this up or not, but it needs to be a fully informed region on this decision. Regina's sponsor is a member of the World Board, or the Interplanetary Board Service System, and I've done my own research. Okay, I've done my own research, and they are creating artificial bots that look like and talk like real people, and this is just an invasion of our region to create a virtual area that doesn't really consist of real people. They're just faces on a screen talking, and this is a very major concern to this region, that this isn't going to be the first one, and we really need to. The word virtual doesn't exist in our literature anywhere. And why do we all drink the Kool-Aid to do this all of a sudden?
Okay. Michael, you got your hand up. Michael.
I'm Michael, I'm Addict. I logged into a couple of these meetings before, Kelly, and I think they're good. Will any of these meetings go in person?
They could, but I expect that they'll join a different area, as we won't be selling literature or doing other things that an area usually does.
As a follow-up, if this region goes hybrid, would your RCM consider attending region in person?
I would, but I can't promise what the other RCMs would do.
Marla?
Jupiter region just admitted a new virtual area. Why don't you just join there?
I'm not sure, but there are a few options. We could co-host with someone, or if it would be a virtual one only region when we host, or we wouldn't host.
Okay. Jackie.
I'm Jackie, and I'm an addict. We've gotten 2 checks from this area totaling 270 solarians. I don't know, but I'm thinking maybe we should table this until we decide whether to go hybrid or not.
Dennis?
I think we can decide this today. They've been showing up, they've donated, they've been a part of us. I don't see why we need to put this off.
Jenna?
I'm ready to decide today. We should allow it. We need to incorporate virtual meetings into our service structure.
Patty?
How would members of this area, who could be from other areas, cast their votes on the car?
Regina?
It's an honor system on car matters. Virtual meetings exist before the Solarmatic, and will be here to stay afterwards. This area will be like every other.
Okay, Rick.
Addict named Rick. I just moved to Mars from Jupiter, whereas we just heard we allowed a virtual area to join. Those members consider Jupiter to be their home.
Okay, Jackie proposed tabling this motion or this proposal until after more is revealed on going hybrid, but others supported deciding today. Does anyone object to deciding this matter today? I see several hands. So let's table this to the next meeting.
Can we at least do a straw poll on whether there's enough support for a virtual area?
Okay, I'm fine with that. So let's just take a straw poll. This poll is just a temperature poll. Is there general support to allow a virtual area to join region at some point in the future? Okay, we have consensus, but it's not unanimous. So, Ron?
So let me clarify. We're tabling this topic, but there is consensus support to allow a virtual area to join in the future.
That's it. And before I go on, does anybody object to tabling it? I didn't ask that before. Okay, so yeah, so what Ron said is right. So we will table that motion, and I will take a little break to let everybody know this is a skit. This is not real, it's a skit. So our second topic today is should we increase our donation to NASS? NASS. And so Michael made this topic, so I'll turn it over to him.
Hey, I'm Mike Boyle, and I'm sort of confused, and I'm still an addict. But the Temporary area wants region to give more to NASS. Markner 25 was very successful last month. NASS is still struggling financially. So why can't we help them?
They reported in NASS News that they have run out of basic text. I've looked at the NASS donation sheet. Our donations compare badly to other regions. What's going on?
And I should just point out that NASS is Narcotics Anonymous Solar System Services. Jenna.
My area would support an additional donation. Marla, have you finished crunching all the numbers from Mark now?
Like I said in my report, we haven't seen the final hotel bill, but thanks to everyone in the Mars region, Diana, our registration chair, says that we sold more registrations than ever, and all 6 hotels were all filled up. The final numbers should be great, but nothing is final at this time.
Mike, I'm an addict. Northern Highlands region area wants to donate more than us, but we're doing it directly.
Okay, Jackie, let me just ask you, what can the budget handle?
I'm Jackie, and I'm an addict. And I can say that we did donate 1,000 Solarians in March, which was in the budget. As I already reported today, the donation link Michael L. put on the websites has increased the 7 tradition donations to region. But I think it's premature until the final Markner numbers are crunched. However, given where things stand now, I think we can donate an additional 500 Solarians.
Based on your report, I think we should double it.
Kelly?
Hell, addict. Are you kidding me? Sake, right? You know, all this money that's going to NASS, like, did we all forget the Floss in Paradise vacation every board member got on the blood money of the addicts who are dying? We can do a lot more with the money. Like, when was the last time we saw billboard up here?
Dennis?
Some people obviously need more things to do, like find where beep and Kool-Aid land in our literature too, but...
Okay, Charles?
It's been a while since we had a billboard. I didn't even know what it would cost.
Casey?
I think we should wait. It was always cool to see the billboard over M55.
Okay, in listening to the discussion, I'm hearing general support for increasing our donation to NASS, but I'm also hearing people wanting to wait for the final Markner totals to come in. There's also interest in spending it on PR things like a billboard. Jackie has proposed an additional donation of 500 Solarans. So let's take a quick straw poll on that. Let me see. Okay, there's only mixed support, so let's table it to our next meeting. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Charles, can you find out what it would cost to put up the billboard again?
I will check and get back to you.
Okay, Ron, did you get that?
I got it, but I just checked their website, and I think Kelly is one of the fiduciaries for the Martian Intergalactic Billboard Company. You might want to look into that.
Outside issue.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. I'm Lewis. I'm an addict. That is the end of our skit.